Welcome to Wrestling in Mom's Basement. This is going to be the Raw, SmackDown, 205 Live, NXT, and NXT UK 2 shows for the week of November 6th, or 5th, I'm sorry. It is the 5th. I, of course, am Patrick Young. This gentleman to my right in the purple shirt, Joe Venuto.
Raw kicked off with Raw's usual town hall meetings.
Yep. Yeah, it was the typical get everybody out there to make some announcement that's not actually all that big. And Alexa Bliss came out in a very nice corporate outfit.
Well, it was a solid open segment. They set the stage for Survivor Series.
That's what makes it solid.
Because they were jumping all around. It was hard to keep up with what they were talking about. Yeah.
So it's a solid segment.
Right. It was hard to keep up with what they were talking about.
Yeah, they were doing like 6 things at once.
Yeah.
For one segment. They wanted 6 things to come out of one opening segment.
And that was Natalia, Sasha, and Bayley versus the Riot Squad just stopped. Wasn't no contest either. Just stopped.
From how I remember the match, it was basically a normal Raw 6-woman tag.
Yeah.
It wasn't necessarily anything special. But then the ending happened. Earlier in the night, Natalia said that she had her dad's sunglasses, Jim Neidhart's sunglasses, and she was going to wear them out to the ring. For the ending of the match, Ruby Riott just broke the sunglasses. And Natalia cried, and Riott Squad just walked away. That was your ending, ladies and gentlemen.
They got a lot of time, apparently 17 minutes and 30 seconds. For some reason. It was okay, rather lazy.
Yeah.
And the strikes were all over the place for some of the girls. With many of the kicks looking like they missed by miles, but also no. The finish, in theory, was going to get heat on the Riot Squad. Should have been KO or DQ. But just ended while the fans did the ref's job. So,
yeah.
The fans would count out the squad. And since Raw was taped, then we could just add that out, but they decided not to.
Yep.
Up next, Apollo Crews defeated Jinder Mahal.
It's almost like they didn't care about it. Yeah, it was a normal Jinder match. Short, and he lost.
Nice to see Apollo win, but will just be another 3-week push like Mojo was, or is this to start off a real?
It's a 3-week Jinder push. It's a 3-week Apollo push.
Up next, the AOP defeated Seth to win the Raw Tag Team titles.
This is actually one of the parts of Raw I didn't mind.
Okay, 2 parts. Or 3 parts. 3 parts.
Yeah, like one of 3 parts I actually didn't mind on Raw. Essentially, they got heat on AOP because Seth had to defend the tag team titles alone because Dean wasn't going to have them at all for obvious reasons. So I do like that the AOP got the heat and they are the tag team champions. I also like the continued sort of deal between Seth and Dean where Dean still pretty much is not going to say why he attacked Seth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I thought it was a great babyface performance from Seth. I'm happy AOP won titles. I also think it was a huge missed opportunity too, though. I think they could really solidify the AOP as monsters, though, and have them decimate Seth.
Yeah.
Because Seth has enough connection with the audience that wouldn't hurt him.
Yeah, I think probably what they were thinking was, if we have him get decimated, how credible is it going to look against Brock Lesnar?
Yes, they're thinking that far out, and yes, I'm pretty sure.
I think they're thinking it because their long-term plan of just having Roman there changed.
I think they're thinking about life without Brock and the championship. Until after March, at least. I think that's their long-term plan. I don't think they care about anybody else on Raw. And before anybody tries to make an argument, they actually care about the Universal title. Just shut yourselves up. In my opinion, AOP need a more dominant performance. Good night.
Good night.
AOP need a more dominant performance than Seth need a gutsy performance, though. So good match, but questionable book on it. Up next, Elias defeated Dolph.
Not a bad match between the two. Probably a favorite on Raw, I'd probably say.
Oh, I thought that was actually my match tonight, the previous match. Seth.
Yeah.
Okay, AOP.
I think I did like Elias and Dolph a little better. I thought they worked pretty well together, and I thought they had just fun chemistry together.
My only problem with the match is that I think it went on a little too long. Because I don't think they have much of a chemistry there yet to begin with, like 15 minutes on Raw. Yeah, I don't think they worked together up until Monday night. But I'm all for Elias getting the win that he needs right now. I mean, Dolph shouldn't be losing clean after he just beat Kurt Angle 3 days prior. But what does beating Kurt Angle get you? Up next, Ronda came out to talk about Becky.
Yeah, I thought Ronda cut a simple promo about Becky. I thought she did really well. Like, this probably is the best one she delivered. Not her best promo altogether, but I think her delivery of it was actually her best so far.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to be hard for me to not be interested in Becky versus Ronda.
Yeah.
So, it's like their job's easy, and I think they're doing very well on it.
Yeah, she also might have her mom arrested for domestic abuse when she was younger.
Yes.
Well, she said my mom used to wake me up and break my arms. She said.
Yeah, that's exactly what she said.
Yeah,
Just getting her mom arrested, man.
it was a really good short and to the point promo from Ronda. I'm looking forward to Ronda versus Becky a lot. Nia can go away. She came out and said selfish in the middle of all that.
Yeah, who cared?
Up next,
How about Nia's part?
Nia defeated Ember Moon.
I forgot about this stupid part of Raw because there was a stupider part of Raw. Yeah, essentially, Nia wins a very quick match against Ember.
5 minutes.
Yeah, maybe a little bit on the even side, but Ember still lost, and I don't think she should be taking losses right now. That and Tamina came out, picked Ember up, and then Nia hit her. So, Nia is a heel. Again. For the 5th time this month.
I'm almost amazed this week at how Nia continues to be bad. And never seems to improve. It's all the same stuff with her. Ember worked really hard at bumping Solo to champ. I had no interest in Nia as an upcoming title challenger. And I have even less interest in Nia and Tamina together.
It may be the best role for Tamina, though. Because literally her best roles are when she's a bodyguard.
Because Nia needs a bodyguard? That's smaller than her?
Exactly. I said it was a good role for Tamina. I didn't say it was a good role overall.
Up next, Lashley defeated Finn Balor in this Killer Series.
Yeah, it's a barn burner. How else do you have a feud besides just having straight up matches each week on Raw? Yeah, the match is as boring as the last two were.
I was really hoping the Lashley heel turn will
reinvigorate him.
Lead to him challenging what made him interested in Impact. But it hasn't, and that part has to be blamed on him. On that. Because I'm not going to go around and say Vince watched Impact to know what Lashley did. So, Lashley continues to feel like he's missing something, and isn't having good matches with Finn, so. Who bumps and sells his asshole for him. This was a match, and it was okay. And the main event, Drew. Oh, just to make everybody happy real quick, Stephanie is back this week.
I think it can either be a really good thing or really bad thing.
Somebody like Stephanie.
Really bad thing because Stephanie is probably just going to mask out somebody again. Really good thing is Stephanie is probably going to add some interest to something on Raw.
And Brock's back too.
Yay!
And Alexa picks her Survivor Series seed.
Hey, if she wore something similar in that outfit.
Yeah, I'm just
I'll
going to just like 3 authority figures on one show.
Don't worry, Corbin's probably not going to last much longer.
And the main event, Drew McIntyre defeated Kurt Angle, but with the ankle lock.
I don't know what I was saying earlier. I was probably high, but this was actually my favorite match of the night. I just thought the story between Kurt Angle kind of being past his prime and Drew just being an absolute killer, essentially. Angle did show his glimpses in that former spark, but eventually McIntyre beats him with his own moves. I think that's actually a very good story and made Drew look a lot more badass than he is, where he probably stand toe-to-toe against Brock Lesnar, I'm thinking.
Yeah. I love the story of Kurt fighting all the way howling for the new breed and Drew to basically put him down to prove himself. So strap the rocket on Drew, brother.
Yeah. Because no one has beaten Kurt Angle with an ankle lock.
The match was solid, but for me a bit depressing. So.
I think that's the point of it.
I'm talking realistically here. Now. You can see the inner fight. Yeah, that sounds good. The inner fight is strong with Kurt. And he wants to go. But by the time, how long was the match? 14-10. By the time I want to say we got to like maybe 7-8 minutes, his body just isn't willing to do it anymore. The match was good. Told a good story and accomplished the goal, putting Drew over. So, but it's likely best that Angle doesn't work singles anymore.
Oh, he's not that long.
Yeah, although I greatly respect his effort compared to some of these old people.
Yeah.
That need to go Kane Undertaker. I don't like some of these old people that need to go Kane Undertaker. For the sake of everybody, Kane Undertaker. Well.
We're not naming names.
Kane Undertaker. Undertaker could barely move and Kane might need a wheelchair. Yeah. Overall, the role wasn't as bad as last week's dumpster fire show. So there you go.
Although it was still probably a fire in a dumpster, but...
Well, at least it wasn't a dumpster fire.
Yes.
It was like a little match got lit. Yeah. But the fire department put it out before it got warm, before it sprang.
Yes. like someone lit a match, threw it in the dumpster, it lit a paper on fire.
Right, but they still...
And maybe a couple other papers. But it was put out before it became a full-fledged dumpster fire.
Yeah, so we're saying the show continues to be a rough watch, so.
Yes.
The positives, though, were to build the Survivor Series, Ronda's promo, and the rise of Drew. The rest was just there. SmackDown kicked off with Paige and Shane, naming Bryan and Miz co-captains for the Survivor Series. Nice season.
Finally, we passed the Raw. It was a chore to actually review.
Yeah.
So SmackDown starts off with Bryan and Miz being named co-captains. Well, essentially Bryan's actually named. Miz tucks his way into it, and then Shane pretty much agrees with him and makes them both team captains. Mm-hmm. I'm actually liking that dynamic too.
Yeah.
I'm sort of like they have to work together for the sake of the blue brand. But they still sort of hate each other, but they have to work together. And there were moments where, and throughout the night, where they would actually agree.
Yeah, like Damon Shane,
yeah,
partner. And the next segment, Shane's on team, but Jeff Andrade. No. Moving on. Or Orton even, who has nothing to do.
Yeah.
Didn't qualify. Didn't chance to qualify. Yeah.
So, and then like after that moment, they would agree. They would like stare at each other.
Yeah.
And then it would just like very like awkward interaction between the two, and that I just thought was hilarious all night. So I'm very much liking that dynamic.
Yeah, for the South Side, we kicked off the SmackDown side to Survivor Series. Only thing I thought the ending got, I'm not sure if it was an edit, but the ending seemed like it cut out. Like Brian was doing, yes, Shane and Mrs. arguing, so that part kind of ended flatly, because there wasn't no music playing either. Mm-hmm. They just went to like the graphic for the next match, which was the Usos, the Fiend, and New Day become the captains for the Survivor Series tag team match.
Yeah, pretty solid pretty solid long tag team match. I don't think the Usos and New Day can have a bad match with each other.
Yeah.
Maybe not as, what's the word I'm looking for? Explosive as their other matches, or...
Oh, it was. You don't get the full version of it if you don't watch it live, I know, right? Mm-hmm. You don't get the full version. What I mean is, on Hulu afterwards, you get the screen version of it still?
No, I didn't watch that version, no.
No, yeah, you didn't get...
I don't watch the the one I DVR'd.
Right, yeah, you don't get the screen version. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because you didn't get a 30-minute match either, did you? You probably got like a 15, 20-minute thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why. It went for like 2 or 3 commercials.
Yeah. Actually, no, I did watch the DVR one. I think I just went past all the commercials.
That's why, yeah.
Sure. But yeah, I thought their match was pretty good, but I won't necessarily say it's the New Day Usos classic.
Yeah, match was really good. The two teams worked well together. They got time and they delivered, and it was a lot of fun. And then afterwards, the Usos picked a New Day for the SmackDown, as the second team for the SmackDown team. By the way, SmackDown should decimate that match.
Code Cod, yeah.
Up next, Becky cut her promo, and I had a match with Nikki Cross. You could put that on one. I defeat Nikki Cross, rather.
Yeah, well, thank God for Ronda that Becky and Ronda aren't doing the same promo at the same time.
That might happen this week.
It probably will happen.
It
probably will happen this week.
At least once, yeah.
But Becky would probably murder Ronda on the mic.
Yeah, I think they're afraid of Ronda getting booed before Survivor Series, because I think they know that she's getting booed at Survivor Series.
Yeah.
So it's probably the best.
So if they do have them interact, I probably would not have Ronda talk whatsoever.
No.
Just get into a scuffle. I think that'd probably be your best bet.
Yeah.
But yeah, Becky cut a hell of a promo. And then said, "No, what the champ wants the champ or the man wants to fight."
Mm-hmm.
Out comes Sanity. They point to the entranceway, and out comes Nikki Cross.
There you go.
She just shows up wherever. And do you want me to go into the match too?
Yeah.
Alright. Yeah, I thought it was a very solid match from the two. We'll probably get a long one when Nikki actually gets called up. Mm-hmm. Which I'll be more than happy to see. This match was pretty good for the time it was given.
Yeah, it was a solid match with Nikki getting a lot in before losing. Mm-hmm. Like I said, it doesn't look like a full-time call-up, just a surprise appearance for the International Tour. Nikki did well take it to overconfident Becky, but Becky took another arm home. Next, Rey Mysterio defeated Andrade Cien Almas.
My favorite match on SmackDown. Yeah, essentially you just got like a nice WWE style lucha match.
Yeah.
Right smack dab in the middle of SmackDown. Andrade and Rey worked extremely well together. If they want a longer pay-per-view match, be my freaking guest.
Yeah, I really wish they would have built up Almas more. I'd say it's actually down the line for more special down the line. But it was good. Almas got a lot in it. He looked like he was on Rey's level, so it was a fun match.
He did something really cool too. Like he did that front baseball slide thing right into a tornado DDT.
Yeah.
I mean, he almost didn't have it, but he still pulled it off. It looked pretty good.
And AJ cut video promo on Brock. The next segment was going out for patients announced the SmackDown Women's team. It was Charlotte, Asuka, and for all people that not coming to my mind right now.
Charlotte, Asuka, Naomi, Sonya,
and Carmella. Charlotte didn't come out though because of last week's angle of Hayes saying she doesn't believe in herself, and then Mandy came out and cut a very longer promo than I actually liked it. And then something about Jimmy didn't feel the glow anymore. And then Naomi tried to snatch her.
Yeah, Mandy's delivery was absolutely terrible.
And then
it's very robotic. Like I think I've seen Diva Search promos that were better.
And then Mandy and Sonya had an intense stare down, where I think we all got excited for that potential match.
Yep.
And the main event for the final style of the men's side Team Samoa Joe defeated Jeff Hardy.
Pretty good match from the two. Maybe not as long as I wanted it.
Yeah, it was on 9 minutes.
So maybe they were just running a little short for time. Jeff and Joe worked well together.
I think Joe took the whisper to win the best so far.
Probably, yeah.
Since Jeff's been back.
But Samoa Joe still eventually shows his dominance, blocks the swanton. Jeff bounces like 17 feet in the air.
For the coquina clutch.
And then lands back on the ground, and Joe hits the coquina clutch.
Yeah, what he did was bounce off his knees, and somehow he went flying across the ring.
Yeah, it was like, boing!
Over Joe. So Joe got his revenge following the wonky World Cup qualifier loss to Jeff.
Yeah.
When they did the knee injury angle, and then pretty good match with a hot closer stretch.
Mm-hmm.
SmackDown was a good and focused show. Not as good as Raw. But it was a good focus.
And it's not as good as Raw. It was about 1,000 times better.
No, it wasn't as focused as Raw was.
Raw was not focused whatsoever.
It was a good focused show.
Focus is not in Raw's vocabulary.
There was some good wrestling, a really good Becky segment, and a surprise appearance by Nikki. So enjoyable show.
Yeah.
But Raw does have focus. You just gotta wash it to figure out where it is.
That's not a good sign.
No, we were wrong. UK's only been doing 2 weeks so far. The twos.
Okay.
NXT UK episode 5. Start off with Dave Mastiff squashing Damian Weir.
It was a squash match for Mastiff. He looked strong in a couple minutes.
Yeah. Dave Mastiff killing fools is fun.
Yeah.
Next Ligero, I think I finally got it right.
Yeah, there you go.
Defeated James Drake.
Nice fun showing for Ligero. James Drake did well enough, I guess. But definitely more of the focus was on Ligero.
Yeah, it was a pretty good match. Ligero's a fun underdog mid-card act.
Mm.
And seems to work well for everybody so far. Up next, Dennis found debuting defeat Scalia. Or Scalia.
Essentially just another debut showcase for Eddie Dennis.
It was an okay match and a solid debut for A.
Yeah.
And the main event, UK Champion Dunn defeated Danny Burch to retain the United Kingdom Championship.
Easily the best episode. Easily the best match on this episode of NXT UK.
Okay.
Might actually be my favorite match of the week.
It was my match of the week.
Whenever Danny Burch gets a chance to impress, he does with flying colors. And Pete Dunne is probably on the short list for best in the world.
Yeah.
So, you do the math.
Alright, I'll figure out who's the best in the world. Hold on. And this will be a good video discussion, for Rumble Week or something, but I'll do it now. We should say that for
No, I was saying do the math for the match. You take Danny Burch, who's just impresses in every single match he's given a big moment in. And Pete Dunne's one of the best in the world.
So you don't want me to figure out
so
right now?
So you put that together and do the math, you're going to get an awesome match.
Alright, you don't want me to do the short list right now?
No. We could save that for, I don't know.
Like a Rumble weekend.
Yeah, Rumble weekend.
Mania weekend,
Christmas, I don't know. Well, I won't be here for Christmas, but you get the idea.
I'm not filming on Christmas. Short list for the world. Alright, but you got me thinking for 2 months. So you see me talking to myself, I'll pass talking for the next 2 months, let me know. Call in and let me know.
There you go.
Says this is live.
The number is 8675309.
That's sad. That's what I was going to say too.
We know each other too well.
I'll give you Isaiah's number about to call our producer. Yeah, it was a very good match. High invested crowd. And the two guys kicking the shit out of each other. Basically grappling, everyone come off looking good.
Mm-hmm.
Danny was tremendous fighting from the bomb and then made the fans believe he had a chance to win. These guys rule because they're British. And the British rule the world.
Just ask the Indians.
We will have a live interview with Native American Tatanka coming this way.
I'm not talking about those Indians. I'm talking about the
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. We don't.
the other ones.
Yeah, we know what you're talking about. So I'm trying to bring in more joy because when you see Native American Tatanka,
I'm talking like Jinder and the Singh brothers, not
yeah,
Tatanka.
yeah, I know, but Tatanka brings more joy to the world than gender. Maybe he's not as much as the Singh brothers, but more than gender.
All right, fine. The Great Khali.
He's the worst thing.
He brought joy to the world. He kissed a lot of ugly chicks.
That's one of our families. The woman he kissed.
I don't think they are.
Hey girls.
I think there's just some biker chicks or past middle-aged moms that needed a quick buck.
The one lady looked like Maggie.
Yeah, she kind of did.
Okay. Close personal friend, Ralph.
Yes.
First on episode 6, Tony Storm defeated Dakota Kai.
This is actually probably my favorite match on that episode.
Yeah, same
Kai and Storm did very well together. If they do want to extend that a little bit, go right ahead. Maybe not make into a feud, but I could see them being a big match for the NXT UK Women's Division.
Yeah, the finish came a bit out of nowhere, but it was a good match. That allowed both to shine. Dave, Tony, big win, and Dakota looked great, and she didn't lose nothing here. Up next, Zach Gibson defeated Amir Jordan.
Yeah, it was pretty much another Zach Gibson showcase. It was long enough to allow the crowd just to rain heat on Zach Gibson, who is almost a master at it by just standing there. And Amir Johnson, he did get his licks in as well.
Amir Johnson will be proud, but Amir Jordan might be happier.
Thank you.
But Mrs. Johnson has a son named Amir.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure there's another Outlaw here running around that might have the last name Johnson. So name Amir.
More than likely, yes.
Named Amir, so they'll be proud that you're proud of their son named Amir.
Exactly.
But Mrs. Jordan's happy that you were proud of him too. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was okay as a match. It was more about getting Zach back on track and make him look like a dominating force.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why he's getting back on track for him because I think he's won every match so far. But don't mind me.
Is it from? Well, obviously you're looking at that.
Right.
Are you talking about the NXT Takeover match where he was in Brooklyn for?
Yeah.
Or was that?
Yeah, the rematch. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not the rematch, is title shot for the UK title. Yeah, I don't win tournament. Not a rematch. Yeah, because they had.
They had an NXT tournament.
Yeah.
And then in Brooklyn for the NXT Takeover post episode.
Yeah. Up next, Jordan Devlin defeated Kenny Williams.
Yeah, essentially a short match to give Jordan Devlin a little bit of shine, and
I think Kenny Williams was on 205 Live.
I think he was, yeah.
Or Order Show.
I think Order
Show.
Yeah. And Kenny Williams got a little chance in the spotlight.
Yeah, Jordan picked up a non-win as they continued to push him. It was pretty good and fun for the time he gave it. Mm-hmm. And the main event, Wolfgang and the Coffey brothers defeat Mark Andrews, Ashley Smith, and Flashmore and Webster.
Yeah, it was a fun 6-man tag. I kind of expected a little bit more out of it, but
Yeah.
but it wasn't bad whatsoever, and not regrettable to see at all.
Yeah, it was a good main event. Wanted a little bit more from it. Sorry, I had the time in like 15 minutes. The babyface put up a good fight, the new dominating trio. Saints told for now. And next week will be 205 Live and NXT reviews of the week. Say that.